Thank you very much for joining us today for another discussion from Alliant Group about Washington taxes and the latest. And as always, I'm thrilled to be joined by former Congressman Rick Lazio, who just has a wealth of knowledge and information about what's going on in there. Rick, we've been trying to keep folks up to speed about the tax bill and the fix on 174 that's so important to so many of our clients and CPA firms. Tell me, what do you think is the latest that you're hearing about the outlook for that?
Yeah, thank you, Dean. We continue to stay very focused on getting the votes in the Senate. And the key vote that will be coming up on all likelihood will be what's called a cloture vote. This is the vote to end a filibuster. And you need 60 votes in the Senate to be able to do that. Right now, Senator Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, has been holding off scheduling that vote. He wants to get more confident that they can get to 60. Lots of Republicans are holding off in support of that cloture vote because they feel like they might get a better deal broadly on taxes when they expect to be in power next year. Of course, anyone knows what's going to happen in the election. Let me know, because that's up for grabs yet. But Republicans are well positioned. However, getting these votes right now is challenging, but there is progress being made. We need about 11 Republicans to be able to bust this. I think we are more than halfway there in terms of Republican support to end the filibuster. And once the filibuster is ended, Dean, the vote itself on the package, which includes the 174 amortization, should sail through. So the key vote here is not on the final passage. It's on this procedural vote to stop the filibuster so that the vote can go forward. Right now, I've been all along focusing on and targeting kind of an April vote. Right now, what I am hearing from members is that it looks like May, in part because of the supplemental votes for the aid to Taiwan, Israel, and Ukraine has consumed a lot of oxygen. Looks like more likely a May vote. And we're working very hard. And of course, Dean, as you know,
Yes.
we're the voice. Alliant Group is the voice of small businesses. So we're extremely focused on making sure that people understand that this 174 amortization issue has a deeply different component for small businesses than it does for big businesses, which can finance the amortization period in a number of ways. It's bad for big businesses too. But all of us at Alliant Group, we are laser focused on making sure that the key policymakers, in particular in the Senate, understand that this is a critical vote for the survival and for the health of small businesses that rely on the research and development tax credit.
Yes, I think that's well said, Rick. And you're right. I think we've been very much beating the drum, and I think to a certain extent successfully, of making sure policymakers understand that, well, the R&D issue and amortization, kind of the old saying, big business gets a cold, small business gets pneumonia. It's a real serious problem. And I was heartened that Chairman Wyden of the Finance Committee came out just the other day with a long statement about the impact of the R&D and amortization just on small businesses, highlighting 3-4 million companies that could be hit by both R&D and by expensing, but then emphasizing that this is him getting numbers from Treasury that over 10,000 small businesses could really be walloped by the amortization issue. And we've seen that firsthand in our own work at Alliant Group, where we do see some folks that really it's a bad day for them if this goes on. So we've been making that point. We'll continue to make that point so that policymakers clearly understand what's at stake to get this bill over the finish line. And you're right, hopefully May will be the day, the month for us. If not, folks should recognize that there's even now chatter about saying, well, maybe it'll have to be end of year. I know not news folks want to hear, they want to get it done now, but I don't want them to think it's all over if it doesn't happen in May. So that's my best sense of it too. But we want to thank you all for joining us here at Alliant Group for this discussion, and obviously contact us if you have any questions. But Rick, let me let you add the final words.
No, only that this provision, this amortization provision, is discouraging a lot of small businesses and harming small businesses, which are the lifeblood of the American economy. They employ half of all Americans. They're where the real innovation takes place. These big companies ordinarily watch the smaller companies innovate and boost productivity, and then acquire these small companies or copy them. It's the small businesses really that are leading the way for the American economy. So this is part of our message to the Senate right now. We're at a critical juncture. Please move this package and retain the delay or the repeal of the 174 amortization provision. And we're on the Hill constantly making sure that people understand the consequences of inaction and the value of action to move America forward.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us for this. I appreciate it. And Rick, thanks so much for your time. I know you're busy. Thanks all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Dean.